Welcome back to New Day Northwest. So the Mariners are back home in Seattle to play the final stretch of the regular season. The M's still hold the third wild card spot with 10 games to go. Will this be the year they break the streak? And how soon could we know what the postseason, whether or not it's a sure bet? Rowland Smith from Root Sports is back to talk a little baseball. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
It's fun starting off with charades.
It was fun. And by the way, congratulations, Morning Day, National Morning Day show. I'm glad they brought me in for that.
I'm glad that they did too. And I'm glad that I won, but you were a worthy opponent.
I will say I have had the same hair, by the way, since I think 2016. So I need to change it up a little bit, seeing all your looks.
Yes, you do. I hope that I inspired you.
You did.
I'm glad I did. Well, I hope something inspires the Mariners because they've lost their last seven games out of 10.
Yeah.
Is it time to panic yet?
I wouldn't say it's time to panic. I think, first of all, this road trip, it was exhausting. They've had some injuries. They lost Julio Rodriguez with a back issue. He will be coming back.
Okay.
I'm not trying to panic anyway. He will be coming back soon. Eugenio Suarez, another guy, Cal Raleigh. So to me, when I'm watching this team, it's a situation where they just look a little exhausted at this time right now. But I will say this. They got beat really badly on Sunday. There was a comeback win from the Royals. I think a good thing about that was, as a player being in that situation when you lose badly like that, it's a little bit of a slap in the face, a little bit of a wake-up call because this is a big stretch. They've got these last 10 days. It's going to be fun. T-Mobile Park is going to be rocking. So
yes, it will. And we as fans have a duty to make sure it is rocking. But you've been in baseball a long time. How does a team dig themselves out of a slump? How do you stop that backward slide?
It's tough. I think, baseball's a team sport, but it's a bunch of individuals. It really is. So it just comes down to a lot of it comes down to, at this time of year, what kind of energy do you have? What kind of chemistry do you have in that locker room? And so I look at this last 10 games and I think to myself, they were deflated. They lost some of their leaders in the clubhouse, their most electric player, Julio Rodriguez. So I think that when they get these pieces back, when they get just charged up from this home crowd, it's going to be a different vibe, I think. So like I said, that last road game, they get beat badly. They have the day off. Scott Service addressed the team, but they can roll in. I think it happened at a good time. Nice
Shake it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shake it off.
Yeah,
so how is it that the Mariners still have a 99% chance of making it in the playoffs? Because
a couple of reasons. Number one, and we're going to dive into this in a little bit, the way the wild card works. There is an extra team this year, which helps to get to the playoffs. That's number one. Number two, they've been playing really good baseball. You look at this last little stretch, but that doesn't represent what they've done, man. They've been so good. I think they've really relied heavily on their pitching staff. The bullpen has been outstanding. Then they have really good pieces in place. Julio Rodriguez has just been an absolute. I can't say enough about this kid. First of all, you go back to spring training, wasn't quite sure if he was going to make the team, and just an absolute spark plug. He has been so fun to watch, and it's just been a different energy this year.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about the teams left to play? We were just showing that graphic right there. So what do we got to worry about with them?
So I'm looking at this, and you look at the Rangers, Athletics, Tigers. These are all sub 500 teams. But we've talked about this all year long. You're all in these stretches where you're like, oh, we should be able to handle these teams. You cannot look at this schedule and say, oh, yeah, this is just going to be a rollover. And then you look at the Orioles, who are right behind the Mariners, and they've got some really tough opponents. I still feel like, first of all, these are teams that they can absolutely handle. Rangers, Athletics, Tigers. But you can't roll into this, and this is why Sunday, to me, when you get beat pretty badly, it's not a bad thing because it's a little bit of a wake-up call. We have to step on the gas these last 10 days. They did that last year. It came down to a game. This place was rocking. T-Mobile Park across the street was absolutely rocking that last weekend. It came down to that last game because they had their foot on the gas. And I think if they have a little bit of that attitude where they're chasing a little bit, I think they're going to be good.
Let's turn up the throttle. So let's address this. Can you kind of give us the road to the World Series?
Okay. So, like I said, there's an extra wildcard team, so the whole format has really changed. So first of all, you have the Cleveland Guardians. They won the AL Central, but they were the worst winning team of all the winners. So you have the Central, the East, and the West. So they're essentially the weakest team of the winning their division.
Got it.
So they have to then be in amongst all this wild card madness, right? You have the Blue Jays and the Rays both in the AL East behind the Yankees. That's a really tough division. And of course you have the Mariners. So these are the three wild card teams. The worst wild card team or the third seed will play the winner of one of the division winners.
Okay.
And then the other two wildcard teams, seed number 1 and seed number 2, or excuse me, take that back, seed number 1, seed number 2, because they have the home game. Hopefully, sorry, I'm trying to explain this the best I can. They will play off against each other.
Okay.
So if you're a Mariners fan, you look at this and you say, man, I wish the Mariners kind of put their foot on the gas so they could get the home series. We all want to see them at home.
So one will play the Astros and one will play the Yankees.
The winners of these will play these guys.
Okay. So
I'll just back to this real quick. So it would have been nice to have the Mariners at home. Remember, it's a 3-game series. It's not 2 on the road and 1 at home. It's 3 at this ballpark, which is so. You know, as it's looking right now, the Mariners don't have a home game this first round. So we need to get through this round.
Right.
So we can all go and enjoy the games.
Absolutely.
But I really think the Mariners, they match up way better against the Cleveland Guardians than they do these two teams. And I think they match up better with the Yankees.
I don't know. What do you think, Moose? I mean, it's just relaxing, you know, getting ready to pump everybody up at the game tonight. You chill out, Moose. You relax. All right, well, the Mariners are going to play their final 10 regular games at home, which is good news. The kickoff tonight against the Rangers. How important is that crowd going to be in getting these guys pumped up, getting that electricity started?
It's massive, and I think that hopefully it brings back some memories of that last homestand of last year. I keep going back to that. That was crucial, and you talk to any of these players, and they've all talked about, man, when we got home on that last stretch, and we were running on fumes, all of a sudden we just got charged up. This crowd was amazing, and I think that's going to be the difference. I really want to see these guys still have a chance to be the home to host this first round. I'd like to see that. But at the same time, I think they're sitting pretty here against the Cleveland Guardians. Match up better against these guys. Get to that World Series.
All right. Here's hoping they can clinch it. Thank you so much for sharing this with us and explaining it. And, of course, thank you for sticking around after a devastating loss. All right. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content. You can always send us an email and share your thoughts. But most importantly, get out there and enjoy your new day. We'll see you next time.